There we go. I just finished, spent a month running around Europe with a bicycle and a Chromebook, so I'm ready to go now. Central Coast Broadband Consortium, Joel.
I'm just helping you out here.
No, oh, we don't have don't have it up there. Joel is the chairman of the Central Coast Broadband Consortium, as well as the
Primarily
guy.
an IT guy.
Yeah, but Central Coast Broadband Consortium, as we were talking about earlier, has been around, I think, in its current form since 2009, but its roots go back, as Marianne was saying, to the mid-90s and AMBAG. What the CCBC does, we basically focus on three things. One is working on broadband policy. The second is working with internet service providers, network operators, institutions, companies to develop broadband projects. And the third thing we do is really the first thing we do, is we do a lot of analytical work to try and figure out what broadband infrastructure and service looks like in our region. I always go back to, a long time ago when there was a company called Kaiser Cement running around. And on those trucks, it used to say, find a need and fill it. That's what we do. And we do that by looking at the data, first of all, that's provided out there. Start out with cell coverage. If you look at what AT&T and Verizon say they're providing in terms of cellular coverage in our region, it's rockin' good. I mean, that red hot, orange hot, that is just outstanding service, according to their ads. According to the California Public Utilities Commission, though, which actually goes out and tests things, this is what it looks like. This is an agricultural community. I don't have to explain to you what brown and yellow mean. This is this is what it actually is based on actual mobile testing out there. As Sonny said, though, mobile is an important part of the picture. It is absolutely vital in our age, but it is not enough. We also need wireline infrastructure. So the Central Coast Broadband Consortium, this was actually developed in cooperation with the East Bay Broadband Consortium, did an ABCDF grading run on the entire state of California. And what we did is we benchmarked what the average Californian has access to, the level of broadband service that the average Californian has access to, and then graded every census block in the state against that average. As you can see from this map in our region, which is Santa Cruz, San Benito, and Monterey counties, if you're in an urban area, Monterey Peninsula, City of Santa Cruz, Salinas, City of Salinas, you have average service, average infrastructure compared to the rest of the state. If you're in rural residential areas, ex-urban areas, you get a D. That means it's barely passing. If you're in a rural area, though, the grade is F, failing. Although in our world, F also means fundable. It means you can go out, develop projects, and try to do something about that. CCBC about 3 years ago we did an online community participation exercise where we did a bunch of data analysis, did several revs of revisions of our data analysis based on community input. We came up with a list of 12 priority areas in the region, three in each of the counties, and then 3 wild cards. You can see there that the biggest broadband gap we have is in the Salinas Valley. There are issues in San Benito County, to be sure, and also a few in Santa Cruz County, but the big gap, 6 of the 12 communities we identified are in the Salinas Valley, 7 if you count the Aromas Prunedale area. We looked at the reason for that, and one of the reasons that just jumped right out when we ran the numbers is that internet service providers, the incumbents, tend to focus on areas where there is high potential for generating revenue. In other words, where people have money. Where household incomes are lower, broadband speeds are lower if they're available at all. So we took that to the California Public Utilities Commission, and we worked with them on a number of different projects. On the charter upgrade, we worked with them on the Sunesis project. Jim Warner with UCSC was he and his running mate there, Brad Smith, were the guys that the geniuses behind this project. It's an independent fiber line that runs from Santa Cruz down through city of Santa Cruz, down through Santa Cruz County, through our most needed areas all the way to Soledad. It doesn't go south of Soledad yet, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But this was funded by the California Advanced Services Fund, a very important grant to this region. It went active a couple of months ago. As Lisa said, Charter is going to be using this to upgrade service in parts of the Salinas Valley. And this is the kind of work, these are the kinds of projects that really make a difference. Renee talked about the being from Inyo County. There's a project now in Inyo County called Digital 395, another project like this that is bringing fast broadband to the area. So these projects are absolutely vital. The California Advanced Services Fund is vital to this. It is absolutely imperative that we keep this as a tool. Unfortunately, and this is, I think, maybe a topic for discussion because this is being rewritten as we speak, but under the bill that would put money back into CASF, this project would not be possible. Digital 395 would not be possible. The projects, most of the projects you see up here that we have funded through CASF would not be possible. This is why the CCBC has gone on record as opposing Assembly Bill 1665, the Internet for All Act, in its current form. But what this led to is infrastructure that has been built by both incumbents and competitive independents. So we've talked about the charter upgrade in Salinas Valley and in the Prunedale, Castroville, Aromas area. SurfNet, another local company, is building out fiber in northern Monterey County. Pinnacle's telephone company did an upgrade in southern San Benito County. And we have municipal projects, and this is really one of the cool things about this region. We have municipal projects all over the region. City of Santa Cruz has a fiber project underway now. They're building out fiber to the downtown area. Santa Cruz County is looking at extending fiber into key unincorporated business districts. City of Watsonville has a dark fiber network that is right now hooked up to the Sunesis backbone that Cruz.io, a Santa Cruz company, is using to provide fast service there. San Benito County, Hollister, has an independent, municipally owned, public agency owned fiber network in their central area. City of Salinas has a fiber project underway in the Ag Tech corridor and in downtown. And the City of Gonzales has a project now, two projects underway to bring fast internet to commercial areas and to build out, to offer broadband service to every home in town as part of a city service package. But we're not stopping there. We have plans. We want to keep moving forward. We want to build out from the current backbone into San Benito County. We want to bring it down to the Monterey Peninsula, and we want to keep going south from Soledad to Greenfield to King City and on through southern Monterey County into San Luis Obispo County, where there are also other internet hubs to be connected to. So this is what it looks like in our region, and these are some of the projects that a lot of the people here have been doing. So with that, I'll take questions, or we can move on to Tony, whatever you'd like.
Yeah,
Brian.
I wanted to ask you about the funding fight that's going on
Yeah.
right now. Can you elaborate a little bit on where things are?
Sure, and Sonny will have the right of reply on this. The Internet for All Act is an attempt to put $330 million into the California Advanced Services Fund, which goes to pay for projects like this, by renewing a tax that goes on phone bills, and it's a few pennies a month. Certainly, call it what you will.
I call it a surcharge.
Okay. And this fight to get the money back in there started about 2.5 years ago with Assemblyman Mark Stone, who went out there and walked point on this for a year and a half, and he has the bruises and the broken bones to show it. We very much appreciate that. But we came back around this year, and the bill that went into the hopper earlier this year, that was actually written and submitted to the legislature, would bring California's broadband standard, would set California's broadband standard not at 2025 levels, not at 2015 levels, but at 1999 levels. It would actually reduce the minimum speed that would be required to make an area fundable. In other words, we are going to improve broadband by lowering the standard, and then everybody's going to meet it. You know, all the kids get A's, so it's a problem. It's a bill that was really written by the incumbents, and they don't like challenges. They don't like independence. They don't like competition, and they sure don't like it when it's publicly funded. And that's where this fight is right now.